Hello, everyone, and welcome to another inspiring global heart stream meditation. I'm your host, Gabriel Gonsalves, and today we're talking about something that's probably waiting on everyone's minds these days. How do you keep your heart open? How do you stay compassionate and really truly present when the world around you seems like it's in total chaos and even falling apart? That is the theme that we're going to be unpacking today. And our guided meditation will be focused on bringing in the sacred heart of the divine to help us really find protection and refuge. Welcome, those of you who are joining us live today. Hello, Cindy's Heart. Hello, Amanda. Blessings to everyone, she says. Hello, Helen from New Jersey. Beautiful morning there. Hello, Ravinder. Namaste. Hello, Mary Moore. Thank you for being with us today. She says, hello, everyone. The sun is out after a rainy morning here in Ireland. It rains a lot over there, doesn't it? Hello, Lapis. Hello, Isabel. Beautiful to have you here. Hello, Irish. Happy Sunday, she says to everybody. How are you? How has your week been? Yeah, for me, it's been a really beautiful day of celebration, I have to admit, because this morning out in the Vatican, two Venezuelans were made saints. We have our first two saints. It's funny, after so many years, people advocating for these two beautiful figures of the Venezuelan culture, one of them being Jose Gregorio Hernandez, and another one being a woman who was actually a nun to whom many miracles have been attributed. Finally, after I think more than 100 years in the making, they've been canonized this morning. So, as a proud Venezuelan, I'm celebrating that we have two saints that have been now officially made saints. Welcome, those of you who are joining us now. Thank you again for being with us, and welcome to those of you who are watching the replay. So, let me ask you, are you feeling completely drained by everything that you come in contact with, everything that relates to the world around you, the news, your social media feed, that nonstop fire hose of information? If so, you're not alone, because that emotional exhaustion is what we're really talking about today. And more importantly, my intention is to provide you a way out of this. Okay. But first, let's begin by understanding this wild digital world in which we're in. And I think the majority of people here who are live with me today, I can safely say that you belong to a generation that was way before cell phones came around and we had the entire world at our fingertips. What we need to understand, and this is what it took me a long time to understand, because this technology kind of creeped on us very slowly, like a frog in hot water. One of the things that's taken me a very long time to understand is that our nervous systems are just not wired for this constant barrage of information that we are exposed to every day. Okay. In 5 minutes of scrolling, for example, on my typical morning when I'm having my coffee, I move from watching images from war, genocide, famine, to a celebrity video, celebrity breaking up, to some beautiful lean influencer who's talking about, losing weight or keeping up, coloring your hair, to another one of a cat video, to another cute one with a dog, to back to another war zone. And the thing about it is that, I don't know about you, my brain and my heart really struggles to process so much information, especially information that triggers deep seated emotions inside of me. I mean, it's just, in so many times I've come across an image of something where there is some kind of a violence, and immediately I just go, "Oh, I can't not watch this," and it's just like, next, like swipe left, but I guess swipe up, I guess. And And here's the thing that many of us don't understand: our brains, our nervous system are just not designed to have so much chaotic input in such a short amount of time. It's basically rewiring us completely, to the point where many of us are even building up a defensive system around this. Now, here's the paradox that I find really interesting, and is that our ancestors, whenever they face hardships, they always did that together in communities. I come, for example, from a lineage of Portuguese sailors that went down to Venezuela and migrated and eventually made their home over there. And so they they grieve as a family what they, when they got news of their parents' death or the grandparents' death, or when some people passed away and they were not able to say goodbye, etc., or they kind of weather their storm together. But here's the thing, okay? We are witnessing all of these global suffering alone in the privacy of our rooms or living rooms with our phones, alone at night, and sometimes even in crowded rooms where everybody kind of is lost in their own screens, and it's creating a culture, a society where we're all hyper connected, yet profoundly isolated from each other. And so when it becomes very overwhelming, our instinct is to naturally to shut down. We become not just emotionally overwhelmed, but also spiritually overwhelmed. And it is very natural then, for as a mechanism of protection, for your heart to begin to build a wall around it to keep you from experiencing so much pain. Now, the problem with that is that you not only block the pain, but you're also block the joy, the love, and the sense of connection that you can experience with other people. And so it's not just emotional pain. We're really talking about physical pain. And one of the things that the Institute of Heart Math talks about when it comes down to shutting down your emotional system is that it has an immediate effect in your heart rate variability, which is one of the key markers for resilience, leading to greater inflammation, a weakened immune system, higher rates of heart disease. And so, in trying to shield your heart, what you're actually doing is trying to you're harming your body, basically. And now, when you add to this that we all have a mind that, because it's not getting all the information from the screen from something that we saw under 20 seconds, our minds is trying to make sense of the world, then it comes up. It begins to create stories like, I can't handle this anymore. The whole world is falling apart. We're going into World War III, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so the majority of times, this mind of ours, which is creative by nature, begins to amplify the storm, and that just makes it worse. So the good news, though, is that if the mind can create all of these negative scenarios and even bring us down, then the mind can also help us out of this scenario. But this requires, I believe, a major uh, shift in your awareness, in your way of looking at life, in the way in which you experience the world. And what that means is to begin to look at the spiritual perspective that, in many or throughout many different spiritual traditions, has taught that this world in which we live in, it's really a classroom for spiritual growth. We are here, in essence, for the accumulation of karmic merit. In other words, to undo our mistakes from past incarnations, and at the same time, to evolve and to grow spiritually. And that means to basically move in the direction towards love. Eckhart Tolle, if you are a fan of an amazing spiritual teacher that he is, he basically says that humanity is waking up, and is waking up through chaos, pain, and emotional discomfort. So, what we're really experiencing, and we're seeing it very up close, is basically the breaking down of institutions, the breaking down of all belief systems, and hence the importance of anchoring ourselves onto something much stronger, to build our house, not in this world, but to build it on solid spiritual truth. And so it is this it is this idea then that I want to then invite you to consider 7 things, very specific things that you could do to navigate the way out of this spiritual and emotional overwhelm that is also changing our perception of the world so that you can anchor yourself in the only place where you're ever going to find peace and compassion and stillness within your heart. So, here are 7 things that you can do to keep your heart open even when the world outside of you feels like it's in chaos. The very first thing is to acknowledge first the pain that you're feeling with compassion, with self compassion. And what that means is not avoid the pain or the disconnect that you're feeling, but actually welcome it. And I find that one of the best ways that you can do this is just by being present in your body to the sensations, to the thoughts as you're exposed to information that comes to you from the world around you. Okay, not denying it, but being able to just say at that moment, wow, I'm feeling anxiety, I'm feeling fear. I'm noticing there are these thoughts in my mind that the world is going to come to an end. And then just embracing and accepting whatever it is that you're feeling at that moment. Remembering that there's this all way or all saying that says, as you feel it, you heal it. So there's this idea that by you giving yourself permission to just feel the emotion, to feel the disconnect, to feel the anxiety, to feel the fear, whatever emotion it is that you're feeling, by just feeling that, you begin the process of letting it go and surrender. So that's the very first step, just to be fully present in a state of compassion. The next thing is to really to activate this heart brain connection, bringing the sense of unity between the heart and the mind. And that is, in essence, what we do here, what we come here and practice every week. Or if you're a member of the Sacred Heart Meditation Circle, twice a week, because we meet every Wednesday. And so the idea then is to begin to bring your hand over to the heart or the awareness to the heart center, and then using the focused breath on the heart to begin to create a physiological change first that changes your hormonal the chemistry of your body, and therefore begins to also to shift you away from negative emotions such as fear, anxiety, anger, etc., or even the sense of numbness that many of us feel. And so this is very key. The third thing that you could do is to begin to establish some sacred boundaries with regards to the media that you're consuming or how information reaches you. Okay, for some of you, this may mean having some kind of a digital sunset where, 8 o'clock at night or something like that, you just turn off your cell phones and you stop watching the news, or you just simply start limiting the amount of times and hours that you're spending in front of your devices. Okay, basically doing your best to control the feed. I myself, for example, I noticed that uh, I have an Instagram account. I don't really use it that much, but I like to go on there to see what my friends are doing. And one of the things I noticed that past few months, I started getting some images from Gaza and then from Israel and then from other areas in the world and Afghanistan and India. And then I started kind of like liking and even following some of these people that were reporting. And then the next thing I know, it's my feed has now just become full of things that I really wasn't really very interested in to begin with, but which kind of started showing up on my feed. I use my Instagram primarily whenever I wanted to see what my musician friends are doing, some spiritual teachers that I follow, and horses, because I rode horses for 9 years. And so I love to follow some of horseback riding schools and performers. So anyway, and so my Instagram feed was something that provided inspiration and connection. But now I'd realize like, every time I go onto this feed, I just start to feel literally like the energy is being sucked out of my body. And so what did I do? I went back in there and started unfollowing these accounts that I had without knowing, following, and just starting to tell the algorithm again, don't show me this, don't show me this, don't show me this, and don't show me this. And so it's taken about 2 weeks, and finally it's back to where it used to be. So do whatever you can to, once again, to enforce these sacred boundaries. In other words, to really protect your energetic space with regards to what it is that you're being exposed to. And if you notice that something, a particular channel, a particular influencer, somebody that you follow, you feel like the energy is being sucked out of you, and they don't, by the time you leave that feed, you're feeling worse than you were feeling at the very beginning, then you know that you have no business being there. You want to be surrounded by people that inspire you, that leave you feeling better than when they first found you. The next thing is to begin to find beauty in the cracks and recognize the presence of God. Because here's the thing, even in the midst of the most horrific circumstances of human life, the love of God, the compassion of God, the sacred beauty of God reigns supremely. We may not be able to see it if we are obviously engulfed in all of the emotionality of it. But if you notice, when, for example, and when I was in the midst of one of my darkest moments, when my father passed away, and I was 21 years old, and I built a big wall around my heart to protect myself, and I didn't even want to attend my father's funeral because it was very painful for me. I realized that even in that moment of darkness, there were people who would look at me with such compassion and who walked up to me, and rather than saying, "How do you feel?" they would just simply say, Can I bring you some coffee? Would you like some soup?" And so it is in those moments when there's tragedy. Notice the presence of God that shows up in those unsung heroes that come and help, that provide shelter, that elevate their prayers, etc. So you want to then to just to recognize the presence, and remember that beautiful quote by Rumi, that it is through the crack that the light, the love gets in. So in the midst of tragedy, in the midst of all of these emotional discomfort, the presence of God continues to reign supremely. Number six is to practice radical gratitude. Actually, this is five, not six. It's to practice radical gratitude. And why being grateful for something that feels very uncomfortable or painful? Well, because it recognizes the value of the experience. How that experience, even though you may not agree with it, you may not have wanted it, but it somehow, it brings with it as some kind of a silver lining, some kind of a positive, um, think of it, a positive benefit that you may not be aware of at that time. And so just recognizing the value and even giving thanks for it, even though, again, it may be causing you pain, um, can bring you then into slowly from the negative and the heaviness into a much more positive outlook. Number six is to trust your heart's wisdom, but not the superficial heart that I always refer to. Okay, not this mind or ego that impersonates the heart that is your emotionality. So I'm not speaking about trusting your emotionality, but trust that within your heart there is a place of deeper truth. And so in your moments of meditation, your moments of contemplation, your moments of quietude, you can bring the hand over to the heart and ask your heart, my heart, what is the deeper truth about this situation? My heart, what is the deeper truth about, or the lesson that I'm being invited to learn, to embody right now in this moment. Okay, so like for example, as I just spoke earlier about, for example, protecting your energy, your energetic space, establishing boundaries, learning to say no to people, places, circumstances, websites, social media platforms, or anything that lowers your vibration. And you'll know because you'll feel it, and your heart, you're really connected to your inner source of wisdom, will give you that information. Will give it to you almost in the same way in which a child would be honest and real with you. And finally, connect to the collective heart. And connecting with the collective heart means come together with a group of people who are interested in not only establishing heart coherence within themselves and connecting with their own sacred divinity within them through their sacred heart, but do that together in groups. Why? Because by coming together with the same intention, which is to connect and unify your hearts in the name of the divine, in the name of love, you are creating an expanded electromagnetic field that begins to benefit the whole, and which is also greater than the sum of the whole. And this is one of the main reasons why I'm committed to maintaining this sacred space and inviting you to participate in it every Sunday, to come and join here together with me in one heart in the name of the divine, so that we can not only strengthen each other, but also can generate a larger electromagnetic field and then radiate this love, this compassion, this healing out to a world that so desperately needs it. And so it is with this intention that I want to now invite you to listen to a new guided meditation with me that I've actually developed and recorded this week, called Protected by the Sacred Heart. Many of you guys have come into my channel because you first experienced the Heal by the Sacred Heart of Christ guided meditation. Well, this meditation that I recorded this week is specifically designed to help you unify your heart to the Sacred Heart of Christ and to begin to radiate this healing love, compassion to yourself, to a friend who needs it, to a particular country in the world where there is pain and suffering, and to radiate it out to the world so that you can find a refuge, so that you can find a sacred space when you're feeling spiritually or emotional overwhelmed, that you can come back to over and over again when you most need it. All right, so with all of that, let's go ahead and begin our sacred meditation space by listening together to my new guided meditation, which, by the way, I forgot to mention that I will be publishing it on my YouTube channel as a standalone meditation next week, Wednesday. Okay. So if you really enjoy it and you want to listen to it again, you'll be able to just have access to the full meditation next coming Wednesday. All right. So I invite you to get comfortable and let's unify your hearts with the heart of divinity and create this larger mega heart of unconditional love and compassion, which is not only going to benefit us, but it will benefit the rest of the planet. Let's begin. Welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. If you've been feeling the weight of the world lately, if your heart feels heavy from all the suffering that you're witnessing, if you're exhausted from trying to keep your heart open while everything around you feels broken, this meditation is for you. Today, we're going to rest in the Sacred Heart, not to escape the pain of the world, but to find that one place where you can witness it without being destroyed by it. The Sacred Heart is your refuge, your sanctuary, the place where you can remain tender without becoming overwhelmed. Let's begin. Find a comfortable position where you can sit or lay down. Close your eyes gently and place a hand on your heart center. Taking a few moments to feel the warmth that emanates from your heart, feeling the physical sensations of your heartbeat. Now, take a deep inhale into the heart. And as you release, let go of any tension in the body. Again, breathe in deeply. And as you exhale, let go of any worry or fear. One more time. Deep inhale into the heart. And as you exhale, surrender all of that which keeps you from being calm, centered, and at ease. Good. Now, let your breath find the natural rhythm as you continue to inhale nice and slow, nice and deep into the heart, relaxing more and more into the present moment, letting the world around you take care of itself while you focus on nurturing your heart and aligning with a sacred heart that governs all hearts. With each breath, feel your heart beginning to open. You don't have to force anything. Just breathe. And on the exhale, let go. Creating the natural conditions that allows your heart to feel safe and to begin to open like a flower. With each breath, imagine a warm golden light that begins to glow in your heart center. Breathe into that light. This is the light of the Sacred Heart awakening within you. Breathe into that light. Let it grow brighter and brighter with each breath. Breathing in calm and ease. Breathing out all tension, worry, or fear as a sacred heart within you shines its light brighter and brighter with each breath. Now, in your mind's eye, imagine standing before the Sacred Heart of Christ. See it glowing with infinite love, radiant, eternal, unshakable. This heart has witnessed all the suffering of humanity, every war, every loss, every broken dream, every tear. And despite all that, it has never closed. The Sacred Heart remains open not because it doesn't feel pain, but because it is vast enough to hold it all. Now, imagine stepping forward, stepping into the Sacred Heart itself. As you enter, you feel completely surrounded by divine love, protected, held, safe. Here in the Sacred Heart, you can feel everything without being overwhelmed by it. Here you can witness the world's pain without losing yourself. Here you are protected. Breathe here for a moment. Rest in this sacred space. You are safe in the Sacred Heart. Nothing can harm you here. No amount of suffering in the world can penetrate this divine protection. From this place, you can love the world without being destroyed by it. From this place, you can stay open-hearted, even when everything feels broken. Now, from within this Sacred Heart, think of someone that you love who is suffering, someone who needs protection, someone whose heart feels broken. See them clearly in your mind. Now imagine that the light of the Sacred Heart that flows in you and through you extends out to them, surrounding them, protecting them. And as you visualize and see them protected by the Sacred Heart, say silently or out loud, "May you be protected by the Sacred Heart." Now think of a place in the world that is experiencing war, violence, or suffering. A place that feels broken. See it in your mind's eye. And imagine that the light of the Sacred Heart extends out to them as well, surrounding that entire place, holding it in divine healing, compassion, and love. as you see this place fully surrounded by the Sacred Heart, say inwardly or out loud, may this place be held by the Sacred Heart. Now, expand your awareness even further and imagine the entire world spinning in space right in front of you. All of humanity at large. All people, all animals, all plants. All the joy and all the suffering happening simultaneously. And see the Sacred Heart expanding and holding it all. Every war zone, every hospital, every home, every heart held by the Sacred Heart. The Sacred Heart is vast enough to hold it all. And as you see the world at large held by the divine love of the Sacred Heart, say inwardly or out loud, may the whole world be protected by the Sacred Heart. Now bring your attention back to yourself, back to your own heart. You too are held by the Sacred Heart. You too are protected. You don't have to carry the weight of the world alone. You never did. It was never your responsibility. The Sacred Heart carries it all, and the Sacred Heart carries you. In this moment, the divine love that emanates from the Sacred Heart through your heart is guiding you and protecting you. And as you see yourself fully immersed in its divine compassion and love, say inwardly or out loud, may I be protected by the Sacred Heart. May I be held by the Sacred Heart. May I be guided by the Sacred Heart. As we prepare to complete this meditation, I want you to establish a sacred boundary. This boundary isn't a wall. It's not about closing your heart or shutting out the world. It's about knowing that you can return to the Sacred Heart anytime that you feel overwhelmed, when the news feels too heavy, when social media drains your spirit, when the suffering of the world threatens to close your heart. You can return here to this protection, to the Sacred Heart. Placing both hands on your heart, now repeat after me, either silently or out loud. I am protected by the Sacred Heart. I can witness suffering without being overwhelmed. I can stay open hearted because I am held by divine love. My heart is safe. My heart is strong. My heart is protected. The Sacred Heart holds me, guides me, and protects me. As we come to the end of this meditation, take a moment to express gratitude for the Sacred Heart. Feel the warmth of divine love surrounding you, protecting you, holding you, and guiding you. Thank you for taking this time to connect with your heart and the heart of the divine. Whenever you're ready, gently wiggle your fingers and toes, bringing awareness back to your physical body. And when you feel ready, open your eyes, returning to the present moment, carrying this renewed sense of protection and love with you. Remembering that you're never alone. The Sacred Heart is always with you, ready to embrace you whenever you need it. If you found this meditation useful, please subscribe, like, and share it with someone who might need it. Also, to learn more about the practice of heart-centered meditation, consider joining my Sacred Heart Meditation Circle. Until the next time, I send you all of my love from my heart to yours. Bye for now. Heavenly Father who lives in each of our hearts as a supreme presence of the Sacred Heart of Christ, fully awakened and activated here today. I call for this divine light to continue to hold us, guide us, and protect us as we continue our days and move into our next engagement. That this light may continue to shine, providing a sacred boundary that only allows that which is good, that which nurtures us, that which supports us, so that we can continue to also be a beneficial presence in other people's lives, and that they may know of the love that emanates directly from the heart of Christ through the love that emanates through our hearts. We thank you and accept it done. Amen. As we bring our time together to a close, I want to remind you, especially for those of you who are new to this channel and to my work, that every Wednesday I hold a sacred meeting for members of the Heart Mastery community called the Sacred Heart Meditation Circle. And this is for people of all spiritual backgrounds, religious, spiritual but not religious, or just simply curious, people who want to deepen their connection with their spiritual heart. All right. If you're interested in joining us, you can visit my website, gabrielgonsalves.com, where you can sign up and then join our smaller circle that meets every Wednesday, where you have the opportunity to meet other hearts, connect with other people, establish some new friendships, and share the spiritual journey together. All right. Thank you so much for your beautiful comments. Lapis Isabel says, thank you so much for this extraordinary meditation. I feel so protected by the Sacred Heart. Thank you. Thank the Sacred Heart. Augusta, lovely to have you here. She says, Amen. Thank you. Irish says, thank you, Gabriel. And she also says, I've been very mindful of what and whom I follow. A digital detox is totally what I do. Yes, we have to really, more than any other time, just really be very, very conscious as to who or what we let into our energetic space. It's super important. It's becoming more and more and more important. All right, my beautiful friends, we have come to the end of our time together. Once again, I want to thank you for being present with us today. Also, want to thank those of you who, during the live meditations, and then also when you watch the replay, you leave a super thanks. Always appreciate your support, as well as those of you who are subscribing and who are also inviting other people to coming and joining us here on Sundays. Amanda, nice to see you here as well. She says, I really love and enjoy this meditation. Thank you, Amanda. All right, my friends, that's all that was in the cat's bag for today. So it is really my sincere hope that you have a wonderful rest of the week. And again, if you really enjoy this meditation and want to do it again during the week, on Wednesday, I will be publishing the standalone version of this meditation. Just like last week, the meditation that I shared in the live broadcast, which was receiving the healing of Mother Earth. I published it on Wednesday, so it's also available for you guys if you want to listen to it. And then again, if any of you guys want to go a little bit deeper and learn more about heart center meditation or sacred heart meditation, join our Sacred Heart Meditation Circle. I would love for you to be a part of it. All right. I wish you a fantastic rest of the week. Please continue to take care of yourself so that you can take care of others. And as always, I send you all of my love from my heart to yours. Until next Sunday. Bye bye for now.